Still the same, still very foggy on the Rift. Impunity versus Hellpigs. Make sure to take note, this is Shock's match of the day, so big stakes here tonight on the PCS. Third match, let's get right into it. I think that, I don't know, I mean, we've seen the Lucian Nami bot lane into the Zeri Lulu so many times, but it feels like it always turns out differently. It feels very much like the better duo can easily come out on top.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right now, the Zeri Lulu, so it's definitely slightly stronger than the Zeri Yuumi, but I feel like having the Yuumi just makes playing the game so easy. It gives you some engage, gives really nice sustain, and obviously insane scaling. But Zeri Lulu for the early game is nice as well.
Yeah.
Slightly stronger.
Yeah, looking to the mid lane as well. What are your thoughts on Hong2 opting for the Conqueror? Because I would have thought that you would get more value out of the Comet for bullying the Kassadin early.
Yeah, so I think Conqueror is kind of better when you're laning against melees. Normally, Comet is like really good against, you know, those long range champions, especially ones that can't itemize Doran Shield. I think Doran Shield with Second Wind is just way too powerful against like Comet Scorch. It's sort of hard to run. And also the the Conqueror is quite good against Jax and the Wukong. So I kind of like it.
Driver already trading pretty aggressively onto Taco. See if he hits this third Q back onto the Cassandra. Does not. Driver driving his way to victory so far. Sorry, that one was a bit forced.
Yeah. The Kassadin is falling a little bit behind, as you would expect. Will not be getting priority. I think it'll be really interesting to see what Taiko can get done with this mid priority. You know, we've seen the Kassadin before kind of end up with his jungler getting invaded on the first red. Will Taiko perhaps cross mid? Hong2 gets the Raptor ward, so Wukong will be spotted out eventually.
Ooh, lots of damage onto Tide as well. Good trade from Atlan and Nature.
So getting a lot of poke onto Mission, but I feel like this poke often doesn't stick against Kassadin. It's a little bit too much sustain with Doran Shield and Second Wind. Alex is spotted out on the ward. And Taiko is not going to use this mid priority for any sort of invade here, which I feel like is maybe a mistake. With bot and mid priority, I would have thought the red buff would get pressured, but is not going to go for it.
Especially when it does feel like they would win out in a skirmish. The Kassadin being, I think, a lot less useful than the Azir, although both are obviously relatively weak at this stage in the game.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Zeri Lulu getting priority, at least in the first couple levels, is sort of expected before Lucian Nami really hits their stride. Now both junglers, again, path towards bot. Feel like I'm watching the same game again. But
it's a bit of a broken record at this point.
Hey, will something happen around here? Wukong? Alex is around. Ward is going to be spotted. Ooh, could be a contest for the scuttle, but I do feel like Hellpigs are the ones that should get this. Taiko is pretty low, but Azir definitely has first move to this.
And Taiko's a level up as well. For some reason, Alex has skipped his red buff. I'm not too sure why. Or he's actually going to engage aggressively onto Taiko. Drops him very low. And actually, Impunity getting the scuttle is pretty big for them.
Yeah, I think that's really surprising. So Hong2 just did not get enough done on mid lane in order to bring him here. Yeah, Mission actually doing pretty well for himself. And I mean, that first Scuttle Crab being secured is more than you would expect to get when you're playing with Kassadin.
Yeah, Alex not really punished for saving his red buff until later, and that just means he's going to get a bit more action on it, whereas Taiko, he started red buff, so his has already run out. Just that little bit of extra combat power if a skirmish does occur on the side of Alex.
Mission does TP back to lane, has the tier and the refillable. Hong2 will see if he decides to try and stay in lane until he hits Lost Chapter. I feel like that could be the play. Definitely once you hit Chapter, you can start to cut through Kassadin's sustain. The matchup, fairly quiet right now.
Yeah,
not a whole lot going on.
Bouncing waves back and forth. Not much going across the map in general. Still waiting for the junglers to sort of make a move. Even mid lane's fairly stable. Wow, I'm going to actually drop pretty low. It's going to be a lot harder for him to stay towards Lost Chapter now. I don't think it'll be possible. He does still have a pot in reserve though.
Yeah, I think he should still be able to stay long enough. It's whether or not you actually want to, because you are giving up priority to Kassadin while you do this, which isn't normally the best, but if the junglers can't really do anything with it, then it doesn't matter a whole lot. Fine, still relatively even. Atlan has picked up the Dirk.
Still got 3 potions too, so a lot of sustain on the side of Impunity's bot lane.
Hong2 is staying a very long time. I think maybe now is just forced to base. And Mission is going to get another reset, but he won't quite have Catalyst yet.
Well, Driver. Man, all of these short trades, they really amount to anything. It feels like Driver does hit 6 first, but not too big of a spike for him when he unlocks the ult. Takeo looking for an angle on bot. Impunity don't seem to know about this. Atlan maybe in danger.
I think he's fine. Yeah, they've managed to kite out. I feel like before Takeo hits 6, there's just not quite the threat. You know, you don't have really any gank set up in bot lane, so it's really all going to come from the Vi. Alex is in the area. Will they contest this? Cassidy is significantly weaker than Azir at this point in the game. Lost chapter to just an Amtome tier.
Well, they actually haven't found out Takeo yet.
Well, I think Takeo's just going to get this.
Yeah, it seems like they don't suspect anything. I guess it's pretty hard for them to contest anyway.
Without the mid priority, I think this does just kind of go over. You'd be relying on your bot lane to hard carry the fight, but it's not going to happen. And Hellpigs, they are going to pick up this first drag, which is sort of expected, I think. You know, when you're playing Cassidy, you're kind of expecting, you know, give over those first 2 drags, just keep scaling. A little bit of a trade happening here in the bot lane.
Actually, kind of surprised that he went for that. I mean, Takeo still could have been lingering around as he kind of is now in the river. They don't have much vision set up for themselves, although they are relatively safe close to their turret.
Okay, Mission does manage to get some wards in the top jungle. Herald does spawn in 1 minute, so that'll probably be the next play. And I think by that time, Mission will probably be ready to fight. Does have Ignite with the spellbook, which makes a big difference in these early skirmishes.
Yeah, Takeo...
I think he just needs to reset the wave. Tide is just very, very low here. Now, Atlan and Nature can maybe just 2v3 this and continue to hold the wave. Hellpigs are a bit too low. Will they continue to freeze this? I think... Okay, actually thinning it out, so not going to freeze. Can they cancel some recalls here?
Ooh, IC8.
Ooh,
Oh, the shield. Okay, nice.
Very nice.
True support move. I think it is really important to highlight, though, that Mission has made it to level 7 very quietly without, you know, without attracting too much jungle attention and without giving up too much. Like, he's only behind 10 CS, which is not really too bad. Yeah, the main thing is that you don't really want to end up giving a kill before you hit 6.
Could be in trouble here. Actually about to face check Alex on the Wukong. He ults away. Can he get out? The Ignite's on him.
Oh, Alex,
Alex failed flashes. Oof. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, really close for Hong2. That was a really dangerous face check. It seemed like he had no idea at all that Alex was even in the area, but does manage to barely escape with his life.
Yeah, it was actually double flashes used by Impunity, and Hong2 didn't end up having to flash. Kind of insane confidence to not end up flashing there.
Yeah, and that means a lot for this Rift Herald as well, because if Impunity wanted to contest it before, they definitely can't now without that Wukong available.
Yeah, I think also using the Cassidy and Ignite and not picking up the kill is definitely a big deal. That's kind of Cassidy's one chance to impact the early game with the spellbook. But not able to, so Hellpigs, they're going to get this Herald. Tidus does it respect a little bit while Lulu is on a mission. What she is. Okay, Lulu coming back bot though. Top lane continuing as normal. Where will this Herald be put? I feel like... Yeah, I feel like the Herald should probably go mid or bot. I think giving gold to Cassante is nice, but I don't think this top tower dies for a very long time. Maybe breaking mid tower from Cassidy could be kind of nice. Actually, some pretty heavy trading coming up here. Takeo is in the area. I mean, if they could get a gank, Driver is maybe going to be aggressive. Takeo is really close. I think if they can get this kill onto Driver, they would be able to Herald straight after. The Vi is here, gets the ult. He is going to go down. He flashes. Oh, gets knocked up by Cassante and goes down. I think now you might as well just Herald top. You're going to get a lot of gold here. Alternatively, you could just base, but I think you can get so much gold here onto the Cassante and really shut down that Jax win condition. Be interesting. Will you actually save the Herald here? Or I think you probably use it.
I think they should use it. But overall, Taco doing a good job of baiting in Driver, who didn't seem to suspect too much that Takeo was waiting in the wings. I guess their names look so alike that he just got confused between the two. But Rift Herald is going to be dropped. I don't think it's going to quite take out the tower. It's going to be left on just barely less than half a plate.
Oh my. They actually might just finish it, right? That's an insane amount of gold. I'm actually not sure what the gold was before they went for all this, but I think they got... Yeah, like a couple thousand gold off of just one kill, essentially. So
you're up 2k gold now, and that is going to help Taco a lot in this matchup. If it was stable before, it's certainly not going to be stable now. So take a look again, Taco, knocking Driver back and pushing him really, like, just so much more closer with all of his abilities and getting Taco in range to drop the Vial and slowly chasing him down. Driver does try to flash away, but Taco matching very quickly and very easily.
Yeah, so Hellpigs, honestly, it's a kind of much-needed win after the Cassidy getting through the early game relatively unscathed. But now, yeah, very strong on Taco.
Yeah,
He's got the Jack show already.
They've had a really successful early game for Hellpigs. The Infernal Drake is coming up in 30 seconds as well. And you do have to wonder if Impunity even have what it takes to contest this. Taco is already in the area. Driver is not without TP, so already hinting towards the fact that Impunity are likely going to give it. Mission might be in trouble. No Vital available yet. That was just come up.
Ooh. Yeah, wasn't quite ready.
Mission's still trading a little bit. Doesn't lose too much health from that. On to cancelling a couple orders on the ward. Unlucky.
Dragon definitely goes over to Hellpigs. I think if you're Taco now, you can probably just reset and go back top. I don't think there'll be any contests coming through here. This is really just that early game. The Jack's falling behind and Cassidy not being strong enough yet.
Yeah, and it comes back to what we were saying in draft, right? It feels like Mission has really not been enabled at all. And, being that key player for his team. And now you're starting to see the effects of that. Hellpigs now 2k gold ahead, 2 dragons to their name. And Taco, he's really deep in their jungle. I don't know if Alex... Oh, it seems like he suspects something.
I think he has to back out. Don't think they have the damage to quite commit to them. And the mid priority isn't so one-sided as it used to be. Interestingly, Mission didn't go for the Catalyst. He actually just went for the damage parts of Rod of Ages, so very Chad. Not sure it's the best, but Chad nonetheless. Taco
doing a lot.
Yeah, so Alex is here. It's going to commit onto a Mission. Doesn't have a lot of damage yet here. Taco actually re-engages the Zero. Almost
Taco's
comes
taking
through.
nothing.
Ooh, Taco's going to go down. It goes over to Alex, and Azir has flashed. Can he get out? I don't think he can. He's got nothing left, and Mission's got the Ghost going. I think he is just going to go down. Give this to the Cassidy, please. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think that was really overcommittal. I think that Taco didn't have flash, so I guess he couldn't get out, but I think when they decided to turn, they kind of just sealed the deal. There's just not enough damage between them.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Taco getting a little bit too greedy for those Raptors. He did survive a lot longer than I thought he would, but yeah, as you said, that re-engage really just sealed the deal for his own death. And yeah, now Mission does have a kill, and he's got a little bit of gold, so potentially this is his chance to sort of climb back into the game. He is very close to level 11 now as well.
I think he got some plays too. Actually, some pretty heavy trades. Tide does get bubbled, but he has all the sums. Alan cleanses.
Good positioning from Tide, even though he does get stunned up, the killing isn't able to hit him past the minions. So it does live to see another day.
Cassidy has picked up the Rod of Ages. Will they look for a fight here? I think any fights involving Cassante are probably winning for Hellpigs. I think if you're Alex here, you probably just have to disengage. Let's see a replay on this. So, yeah, Taco's caught and doesn't have flash. Yeah, and then they end up kind of having to commit in, but Wukong just creates so much pressure here, and the Azir really just can't do a whole lot. And then once you've committed all your sums, you're just kind of dead. The kill going over to Cassidy as well. Oof.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they did give the kill over the Mission, because you haven't done much to help him so far this game. He does need that little bit extra of a boost. Yeah, but overall, still a gold lead for Hellpigs. You can see they've had 1,400 gold from turret plates, getting the whole top tower. Still a very successful early game for Hellpigs, but it does seem like there are now some signs of life and a little bit of breathing room for the side of Impunity. You can see Mission second there on the total player gold. Taco in front by quite a decent margin from all those tower plates he gobbled up. But we've yet to see him sort of translate that into too much as of yet.
Yeah, so this Dragon in 2 minutes. And Cassidy is level 11 with the Rod of Ages.
Taco.
You hate to see it. He's pretty I don't think they can really catch him though. But yeah, Cassidy is already ready to fight, which is nice. But I actually feel like the Jax is the one kind of holding anything proactive from starting. I feel like right now, just the top difference is too much in Cassante's favor. Bubble goes wide.
Really, it does look like... Ooh, Tide?
Okay, actually, I think they should maybe look onto this. Oh, they got to back off. Taco's in the area. The culling is good. A lot of damage traded over. The bubble actually hits. I think Lulu just barely doesn't go down.
Tide is chasing.
I think Taco can clean this up. He flashes really nice flash and gets the ult as well. Wow. Ooh, and Zeri gets a kill there. That was really well played by Hellpigs, I think. especially the Lulu, actually managed to live on very, very low HP.
Yeah, they did a good job of cutting back and waiting for Taiko to be in
Wait, on
position.
the bot side, Cassidy is going for this. And there's a
Mission,
fight
there's so many
top side.
fights top. Let's have
I
a look
want
at
to
the
see
top
bot
one.
lane, okay.
Taiko. Oh,
actually, we
both
got the
of them.
split cam. Wow, I've never
Okay.
seen that before. Okay, very, very nice. So Mission, he does manage to kill one bot, and top side it ends up just damage onto the Jax. So Mission, he gets the Lulu kill. I don't think he had a bounty or anything, but it's still nice. This Cassidy is 2-0 now.
Well, Alex.
Tide does not have any sums. I think he just goes down to Alex.
Yeah, Alex making use of that Hex Gate, sorry. And yeah, just surfing across the rift, manages to pick up that end kill onto Tide. Regardless, though, Helpix looking to take up this Rift Shield, but I don't know if they'll be able to finish it in time.
Yeah, I don't think
Alan
so.
and Nisha are coming.
Even if they do, they might just die after. Alan is just diving on it, and Helpix, they're trying to just commit to finish, but I think they're just both going to die. Looks like Helpix actually secured the Herald, but did not manage to pick it up. Taco can get out. Oh, maybe not. Jax is going for the aggressive flash forward. And a pause.
And a pause. Wow, yeah, I mean, that was really, really bold and not in a good way for Helpix to try and look for that Rift Shield when they've only got 2 members there. And Impunity really, you know, hot in pursuit. Let's take a look at this bot fight again. So Tide, yeah, you know, Tide and IC8 doing a good job of holding back, baiting in Outland to move the killing forwards. IC8 does get bubbled up and it looks like he's going to die, but does manage to get the Lulu wall just in the nick of time and Taiko. This is his time to shine. Flashing straight in and Tide following up as well. 2 easy kills for them.
Yeah, I think they played that really, really
So
well.
let's see what happens next, because this is the part we missed, where Mission, he does actually manage to pick up a kill onto IC8, I believe. Gets polymorphed, but does manage to pick it up regardless. Alex leaving the kill for him. But Tide manages to escape. Taiko has his red buff taking disrupted.
Yeah, and then the Wukong actually just ended up chasing with the Hex tag.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Tide ran that way instead of walking with the Vi. It feels like a bit of an oversight.
Probably just not something you think about in the moment, you know? Like, it's such a large distance covered in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, it does feel like one of those moments where you sort of forget about, like, what rift it is. I still do that a lot where, like, you know how when you're walking out of the base, it's better to take the Hex gate, right? But I still always forget.
Yeah, I actually do that in ARAM as well.
Yeah,
I just,
same.
like, walk past the gate. Anyway, it happens.
It happens. It does happen. But yeah, that is going to... Actually, it does mean a lot because it meant that he wasn't really able to get back on the map in time to help out with the Rift Shield. And that's ultimately what led to Helpix giving that up. I mean, they did... Their smite was really dodgy. I don't know if you saw, but it was actually left on like 20, 30 HP or something.
No, I didn't see.
Yeah, so there actually was an opportunity for Impunity to pick that one up, but you know, just barely missing out. But regardless, no Rift Herald for Helpix.
Yeah, and I think Dragon is very soon as well. I think it's like maybe 30 seconds away. And with, you know, members down, it's going to be really hard to get back on the map and regain that control. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see this one play out because Helpix, they were doing such a good job in the early game, but Impunity slowly finding errors in their opponent's play and, you know, really capitalizing on that. And especially, I think, is really important. They've managed to get a couple of these kills onto Mission as well, who is definitely going to be the key player in these next few fights.
Yeah, I think once you're level 11 on Cassidy, you're honestly strong enough to start fighting. And the fact that he's gone to that and the team, normally Cassidy's team is the one that suffers. You know, like we saw in the previous games with their junglers being invaded and stuff like that. Cassidy normally just manages fine in the matchup, but this game, they actually didn't really suffer early game at all. They managed to get the crabs. They didn't get invaded on, you know, any jungle camps. So, yeah, really, like, I'm not sure if that's because Helpix, I feel like they probably could have done more with their priority, but at the same time, well played by Impunity to kind of neutralize the early game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like for Helpix, a lot of it is going to be resting on Tide. He's been doing a pretty good job so far in the bot lane. Same with Hongtu on the Azir. Hopefully we're back into the game. Yes, we are. I don't really know what's going on, but it looks like Taco is...
skipped a lot of time here.
Taco's down.
Okay. Okay, so Taco... Actually, that's right. No, Taco didn't end up getting chased down.
Oh, Taco and Taco both did.
Oh, no. You hate to see it. Missions actually ended up almost with the most gold in the game.
Wow, he caught back up really quickly. 3-0-3 on the Cassidy and now 3 stacks on the Rod of Ages, building towards the next item too. And yeah, he was definitely, you know, not able to have much of an impact earlier, but starting to sort of regain that control now.
Dragon is spawning. Mission is resetting. I'm not sure. Are they really going to give this up? It's the third drag. I think they kind of should fight it.
He does have TP available. He should be TPing in here.
I think they're going to. I think they might just be playing for the fight after. Dragon at this point feels like it's already going to go down, but maybe just play for the fight. There's a really good flank from Driver. Cassidy's a bit late here, though. Dragon is just going to die. Oh, actually, okay, Alex managed to steal it, and this looks pretty good. They're zoned out from the fight. Taco's in the back line. I think Hellpigs, you might be able to disengage from this, but getting the dragon stolen by Alex was a big deal, honestly. That was your chance to get that third drag.
Yeah, that would have been really huge for Hellpigs, and there was actually a bit of a blunder from Mission, I feel like. He instead of TPing to one of the wards closer in river, he TPs to the mid tower and gets to that fight pretty much as the dragon was dying. Hong2, definitely overstaying as well.
Damage. Actually, Mission with the aggressive flash forward actually takes him out.
Tide, looking to see what he can do.
I think Mission's like 4-0 now. I mean, he's just really strong. I don't think there is any re-engage here. You don't really have any damage left. 4-0-3 on the Cassidy. And the fact that they managed to get the drag, I'd say Impunity definitely in the driver's seat.
Yeah, in the driver's seat. I see what you did there. But yeah, Impunity managing to claw back the gold lead as well. From a gold deficit to a gold advantage. Almost 1k gold ahead now.
Taco here. I think he's out though. Even though he gets fire ulted, I think he just leaves, yeah.
Yeah, Taco really, I guess, antsy about wanting to sort of claw back the lead, thinking that Mission is out of position and his team is closer, but it is unfortunately not to be.
Yeah, I think the pressure of versing Cassidy really starting to get to him. Okay, gonna take a little bit of damage from Alex on the way out. Does have Cassante behind him.
Taco's just on a stroll through the whole jungle. But Impunity, Atlan, and Nature taking control of mid-prio for now.
Cassidy's got 2 items way before Azir.
Wow.
Very, very strong.
When did that even... Did he pick up that Seraph just now?
Yeah, just now.
Wow. Yeah, it's really not looking good for Hellpigs now. Kassadin is slowly starting to scale. Hellpigs do have some pretty good scaling of their own, so it's not like completely doomed, but I feel like Kassadin is one of those easier ones to play out the fights with.
Okay, I think Taco might be forced to burn Flash here. Flash is out. Yeah, okay, that is really, really interesting. The TP comes through from Azir, but can he actually engage onto them? He's going to try.
Doesn't go for the shuffle.
Go for the ult. I actually think it would have killed Nami. She did not have Flash. Mission
it's on the side,
and Taco does not have Flash. I think Mission is going to be able to... Ooh, are they going to chase for any more? Their bot lane is not here. If they play it slow and bot lane can come, they could maybe look to re-engage.
Taco's really been playing with fire multiple times in a row, but does manage to escape yet again. But Impunity gonna steal that red buff away. Nice present for their troubles, and Mission looking to pressure this top tower now. Hong2 might be in a bit of trouble. I don't think he knows Alex is here.
But does have R. Ooh, yeah, good presence of mind to check that bush. I think this tower does go down eventually, though. You don't have any mid priorities, so gonna be taking damage slowly but surely.
Gold lead is slowly starting to build up for Impunity. One thing to mention as well is that Taco, even though he got a lot of gold injected into him early on, he hasn't really made much use of that. It feels like Driver has actually been able to match up against him fairly easily.
Yeah, I feel like top lane's kind of been somewhat irrelevant for both teams. Like, they did get all the gold up there, but Cassante hasn't really had enough impact in a fight yet, although it is pretty hard. I feel like Cassadin's sort of a hard champ for Cassante to deal with. It's too many dashes. Can actually match his dashes. Okay, now there's some trades going on top here, but I think this is definitely better for Impunity. Dragon's up in a minute and a half.
Aaron is up and available as well. Alex looking to see what he can find in the jungle. I don't know if Taco is actually aware. There were some caution pings dropped down. Alex jumping over the wall.
Oh, gonna find Taco and force him out. They're really trying to play for this tier 1 tower. They force Azir off it.
Or Driver.
Ooh, trading heavy in the side lane. Is very scared of that trade back coming from Cassante. Lots of damage going down on this tower here, but with members in the area are going to have to back off from it. And Dragon's in 1 minute. You have to think they're going to start switching their priority down the bot side. I think ICA is actually caught out here. Does not have Flash on the mean. They're actually fighting bot as well.
Or Driver.
I think
he's going to pick up Taco here.
I think Driver does win this. He's going to follow the Flash. He's very, very low, and he does.
Oh, okay. Driver. And Alex is looking for more as well onto Hong2.
Hong2 does not have Flash or TP.
This tower is going to walk it off for now. Mission is going to take that tower pretty easily though, and I think a big thing to mention here as well is that Impunity, Alan and Nature have been doing a good job of keeping that mid prio. They've been doing that consistently for the last few waves, sorry about that. And which means that the dragon, which is coming up very shortly, is going to be that much easier for them to take control of.
Spawning in 10 seconds. Mission will be here, does have TP. Taco, going to clear out a little bit of Baron vision. The gold difference now is good for Impunity.
Yeah, it really does tell the story of the game, right? Seeping back into the blue side, Mission being that key player for building up that gold lead.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a lot of fighting on the mid-wave. They definitely don't want to give over like some kind of sneaky Baron to Hellpigs. They can definitely just go over the wall. You know, you've got the Vaiku, the Zeri, and the Azir as well. So going to play this a little slow. Don't have to go towards Dragon just yet. Now starting to get some control.
Yeah, Hellpigs trying to force a mid-fire.
Alex has a really big flank. This looks good. They get the 3-man knockup onto the backline. The Zeri gets out. The Nami ult comes through as well. Mission is in the middle of the team fight. Actually gets taken out by Cassante, but Teiko is down, and now Taco's the only Taco left standing. Hong2 gets a lot of damage. The Wukong a little bit of damage traded back as well.
Hellpigs.
Okay, so it ends up being a 1-for-0? Yeah, okay, 1-for-0. I think this will be the Dragon and probably not anything more. You should maybe be careful on the mid-wave as Impunity here. You could get engaged on by Azir.
Yeah, Hellpigs definitely going to be looking for an opportunity.
TP coming in, so they're actually going to look for this just as a 4v4. Hong2 goes for the engage, but it's not into any carries. Even if Nami goes down, you've got no damage left, and the Kassadin is just going to clean up everyone here. I think Impunity, can they keep chasing? I think they can, and off this, they should be able to go for a Baron.
Mission's full mana. He's not worried at all.
Yeah, just...
Oh, Tide actually manages to slip out. Oh, Alan.
Wait, maybe a little bit of a misplay off the back of it. Alan ends up going down, and Mission takes some damage.
Wow, that's actually really bad for them. They can't pressure this Baron anymore.
Yeah, that was very bold of them just to go for the engage with Wukong on Dragon, but... yeah, just slightly fumbling it at the end, and Mission actually could end up going down here. It's a 4-level difference, by the way. Does he have any mana left? Can he get away?
He doesn't have a Seraph either.
Oh, he has one more. Is he going to get chased down? Oh, he does.
No.
It's 700 gold. Okay, Driver, seeing what he can salvage here. I feel like you should probably just leave and try stop chain inting.
He's actually opting into the 1v2.
I think this is a bad move. This TP's coming in. He's just CC'd. He can't even get to hit right now.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I think he goes down. And this actually could be Baron going over to Hellpigs. What a crazy turn of events. I feel like that was just Impunity's like Baron to take. And they kind of just threw it all away.
Yeah, it was so good for Impunity, but then all of a sudden so bad. They overgreed for some kills, Atlan being the main factor in that sort of turn of events. And Teiko picking up 2 really easy shutdowns. It feels like Impunity were really just spoon-feeding them on those ones. Let's take a look at how this fight played out. See Atlan dropping the killing very early, and Alex has a really good flank. Finds a 3-man knockup. And the key here is that Cassante pops his ult to try and get Cassidy over the wall. Mission easily able to just hop back over, and Driver takes his place. 1 Taka remaining, and this is the part where Impunity start to get a little bit too greedy.
Yeah, I think it started off, the second re-engage started off so well for them after the Cassidy and TP back, but
yeah,
this is the longest replay I've ever seen. But in comes Mission's TP. Driver as well, gets the engage. I think the Azir, it's decent, but it only gets the Nami. Oh, and I feel like Tide just goes down here. If Mission just has a tiny bit more damage, actually misses his E, crucially.
Yeah, and that's what allows Tide to survive. And then Alan gets a bit too hungry, gets some tacos for his trouble.
I think even after this happens, you can just disengage. I think they did a pretty poor job of getting out, and I think Driver probably could have stopped Baron if he didn't just kind of run in and die.
Definitely,
so Hellpigs, they really have to get a lot off this. Because Cassidy is definitely scared a lot, so Driver's looking for a 1v1.
Looking for the revenge match, but this time it's a 2v1 instead of a 1v2. Mission is here, but Taco, I don't know if he's actually going to be able to make it out of this. All Out doesn't quite take him out over the wall. They are on the chase now, but Hellpigs are trying to look to see what they can get on the back end of this.
Tide, I think he is going to be able to pick up Driver. The Vile goes over to the Cassidy. The Cassidy's actually running pretty oom. There's no more damage. I think Mission... Ooh, okay, he manages to get
left.
one more. Taker, will he get out? No, he's going to go down to the Cassidy. It's actually a shutdown given over. Alex goes Zonya's. Hong2 is just very, very low here.
Tide did a good job of kiting out there, but not quite enough damage to take out anyone but Driver. Gold has evened up once again. And it's hard to... I feel like this game could still very easily go both ways.
Yeah, I think that was pretty big for Impunity. They've kind of shut down the Baron completely by picking up those 2 kills. And I think this Cassidy just going to keep scaling. On the other hand, though, they do have Zeri Lulu scaling, so it's not the worst. I feel like Azir doesn't really scale in this game anymore. He's just too far behind. Sure, maybe if we get to 6 items, something will happen.
Yeah, let's take a look back at this again. Taco is thinking he's in a 1v1, but Mission is on the approach very fast. He has that level 16 as well. And Taco just barely, he's trying to get over the wall with the all-out, but not quite able to reach it. And this is where Hellpigs, they try to look for some stuff on the back end. Driver gets chased down by Tide very slowly. And Mission runs out of mana very briefly here. Hongtu getting chased away as well. But a lot dropped down onto Taiko, who is ultimately picked off by Mission. And Hellpigs kind of trying to bait Impunity back into fighting that, but Impunity very smartly running away from this area.
This gold graph, definitely the most roller coaster we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's really gone both ways multiple times.
And it's actually still relatively even. And drags are at 2-2. Other than the scaling, you'd say the game is pretty much perfectly even.
Yeah, this is definitely a good pick for match of the day. Great job, Shock.
Thank you, man. All right, 47 seconds on this dragon. Driver can create a lot of pressure on top side here. Actually going to opt for the reset. Probably can pick up maybe Wit's End or something here.
The Dragon Hextech Drake coming up again in 30 seconds. I'm always surprised by how these teams, they don't seem to want to prep too early. Like, they've only just sort of started entering the river 20 seconds from when the Dragon's about to spawn, although Impunity do already have a lot of vision set up. Alex looking for a really good angle. He's going to get spotted out now.
Oh, okay. He has a really deep flank. This is a make or break fight here.
Well, they're backing off. They got the TP from Taco.
I like you just kind of go back. Look at the side wave bot lane.
That's a lot of wasted
losing
XP.
a lot of XP.
Yeah, and that tower is also very low too. Mission.
Yeah, Mission's in a great position. Well, Alex actually goes for the engage, but I don't think there's that much follow-up for it. The Azir manages to get out. Taiko kind of just goes in and dies. There's a lot of damage going in through here, and the backline from Hellpigs is completely zoned out. I think Taiko is just out. I don't think Mission can chase for anything more, but with the jungler down.
Oh, Nature.
Oh, actually a kill almost traded onto Nature. Mission's going to keep cutting it out.
Yeah, Nature stepping a bit too far forward there, having to burn both of his sums for pretty much no reason, but Impunity going to be going back to take that dragon and looking to get this bot lane inner turret as well.
Yeah, I think this game is looking better and better for Impunity here. Going to get that third drag. You've still got insane scaling coming up for you with this Kassadin. Once you complete the Void, is going to be able to deal with the Cassante a lot easier. Drag will go down.
Yeah, and Baron again coming up again in 1 minute, so we're going to see another fight, assuming very shortly. Tide does manage to pick up the Navori Quick Blades. So we're going to be doing... He already has been dishing out a lot of damage in these team fights, so he's going to be packing even more of a punch now. Potentially could be enough to take Hellpigs over the line for the next fight.
Impunity deploying back onto the map. Want to maybe start controlling this topside quadrant. We're going to actually find something here. Taiko does not have GA or
Alex is going
Flash.
straight in. Ooh. What a Chad.
Mission can get some damage here and will look to back out. Driver is pressuring bot lane, so all Impunity really need to do is just keep them here while Driver takes stuff bot side. On the other side, if you're Hellpigs, you don't have TP on Cassante, you kind of have to force something. In the meantime, Jax actually backing off. They're maybe just respecting the Hellpigs aren't showing on the mid wave right now. With Jax coming over though, Impunity might look for something. Okay, looks like he's going to go back towards bot. Can start to control this Baron vision. I think both teams do Baron pretty quick.
Yeah, Impunity definitely managing to maintain control and mid prior for now. It has been increasingly hard for Taiko to really find a good ult target. Now that Mission does have the Zhonya's, it's really hard to, you know, opt for ulting Mission when you're probably not going to get much from it. He's just going to Zhonya's and dash straight out.
Ooh, Alex
does get spotted.
Spotted out. Can go over the wall and does so.
In the nick of time.
Jax. Okay, they're maybe looking for the engage here. Jax is still taking stuff bot, and the Cassante TP is not up, so they're going to have to answer this with Azir.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how Pigs have pulled this off, but they've managed to regain control of the river.
Okay, so they're actually going to force this. There's no TP ward for Jax to get behind them, but can just kind of TP into this fight. I think Hellpigs, as soon as you get the Jax TP here, you probably just want to try disengage. Jax actually opting just to walk onto the map. Also forgets about the Hextech gate.
This is not too bad for Impunity if nothing happens here, because that's like 2 bot waves that have just evaporated into the tower.
Yeah, Impunity just slowly winning by attrition at the moment. Kassadin hits level 18 as well.
Yep, 3k gold ahead. He's probably going to have his Void stuff, I'm guessing, on this base. Does pick it up. That is a very, very scary Kassadin.
Yeah, very, very strong at this point. IE and the void completed for the ADCs. Dragon's in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I think Impunity going to be very advantaged at this next fight.
Mission is just going as deep as he can, trying to pressure. Hong2 does, I think, barely spot him out, or he at least suspects something. Mission just trying to see how far he can get in without getting spotted. Helpix trying to group up, very scared of the fact that someone could be lurking in the bushes, but trying to reclaim that vision in the river area.
Jax still trying to pressure, but can't really get a whole lot here. I think Impunity, though, they get priority on both side lanes, which makes it very difficult for Helpix. Helpix kind of have to find and engage and get away from these side lanes, but their only engage tool, the Vi, is just not that strong right now, and also does not quite have GA ready, although it will be soon.
The clock is definitely ticking, and the next dragon coming up in a minute and a half. Impunity's Dragon Soul to lose. And it feels like Impunity have been playing these waves a lot better than Helpix have.
Yeah, I think they do just get priority on both sides, so it is just a lot easier for them to play. But I think you're right that Helpix, even when they have had maybe the potential to do something about these side lanes, haven't really done a whole lot about it. Now, 1 minute away from Dragon. There's CS leads in mid and top for Impunity, those two side laners.
For the dual lanes, though, definitely going to have to be looking out for Tide on the side of Helpix. He is going to be the main DPS in these fights. Hong2 not looking like he's going to have too much effect on the Azir apart from that Shurima shuffle. Really not packing too much of a punch. Whereas on this side of Impunity, you've got Mission doing a lot of damage, and Atlan on his 4th item now.
Yeah, Mission has a very big flank here. Actually gets in the Baron Pit, is behind enemy lines. Does not know about Taeko here. Alex is actually going to go for the engage, and Taeko, I think he's kind of far away. The Wukong gets taken out very early, but still has GA. Vile goes down on a Kassadin, but it doesn't really matter. Alex is forced to flash out. Driver is nearby.
That's Vile down already. Traded for actually a few important ults on the side of Impunity.
I think Helpix, they might just be able to do this. A lot of damage on a Hong2. Hong2 big misposition. Atlan, can he get out? I think he can.
Oh, Tide can cut out here.
Yeah, so Taeko's going down. Alex is back with only a little bit of health, but Mission, there's no threat left on him. I think he can just keep going.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Tide's going to go down, and with that, I don't think there's any way for them to win this fight. The Cassante, can he 1v4? He cannot.
Looks like there actually was a chance there for, a brief glimpse before Taeko was taken out by the 5 remaining members of Impunity. No kills for the side of Helpix, and wow,
God.
Tide really doing so much damage, but it's just not enough. Impunity not really struggling at all to take out that fight.
Yes, I think they actually might play for the end here. Mission can probably just kill Hong2
it's
here.
So rough for Hong2.
Doesn't really have anything, and I think that is going to be it. Mission with a very dominating performance. I mean, just giant mid difference in this game. Tide kind of did his best, but honestly, it just wasn't really enough. 7-1 and 10
Impunity
on Mission's Kassadin.
Taking out the Nexus. It is going to be their 2nd win now. Into the split, Atlan chopping the killing into the Fountain, but no one's there to take it because they've all been rinsed at the Baron fight. Victory for Impunity, and that was a really back and forth game, but ultimately Impunity managing to get their scaling onto the Kassadin and claw it back.
Yeah, I mean, Impunity, they really just heavily neutralized the early game, and I really think the red side counter pick, the 5th pick on Azir just didn't find anything, and I think if your red side counter pick, after seeing their entire comp, after seeing their matchup, ends up just being useless like that, it's a very, very big problem.
For sure. I do feel like both teams definitely made some pretty big errors. I think Impunity, when they were over chasing for those kills, could have potentially, not made that mistake at the end of the game a little bit earlier, but regardless, they managed to make it to the late game, which was, it was sort of what they were aiming for with the Kassadin.
Yeah. Kassadin definitely paid off. A blind pick Kassadin.
Blind pick Kassadin. Doing